Hello and welcome to MannyTV. Today I'm going to talk about the future president of the United States. That's right, Donald Trump. I guarantee that Trump is going to be the next president. And I'll prove it to you in two different ways. First thing I did, I went back 40 years. I looked at the previous 10 presidential elections and I looked at each candidate and at their opponent. So let's go back to 1976. Jimmy Carter versus Ford. Why did Jimmy Carter win? Jimmy Carter is simply more charismatic. Same thing with the next election. Jimmy Carter versus Ronald Reagan, a former actor. Very smart, very witty. Definitely more charismatic. Reagan won. Next election, Reagan versus Mandela.
I knew Thomas Jefferson. And Governor, you're no Thomas Jefferson.
Easy choice. Now let's go to 1988. Now I know George Bush is not a charismatic guy, but when compared to the caucus, he is.
Read my lips. No new taxes.
Read my lips. No more new taxes. And now let's go to the presidential election of '92. Bill Clinton versus George Bush Sr. No contest. Bill Clinton, incredibly charismatic. He just came in, took the presidential election by storm. I knew for a fact that Clinton was gonna win the election when I saw him in the Arsenio Hall show. I mean, the guy was just so cool playing saxophone with his sunglasses. Oh, my bad, wrong video. I meant this one. '96 election, again, Clinton way more charismatic than Bob Dole. Presidential election of 2000. George Bush versus Al Gore. This election proves my point. You have Al Gore, who had a lot of things going for him. He was part of the Clinton administration. And in the 90s, during Clinton's time, the American economy was just booming. Everything was great. We had Seinfeld on television. It was a great time to be alive. And even with those things in his side, he still lost. Because he's boring. No charisma. Gotta save the polar bears. Now look at this Bush video.
Get things done. And I believe I can. All right.
You may recall we went to a park in Botswana.
Come on. He was funny, he was charismatic. 2004 election, same thing. Bush versus Kerry. Kerry, no charisma. Definitely not a smooth guy. Then the election of 2008, Barack Obama. Obama is a very cool guy, very charismatic. He knew how to use social media. Everyone knew and said that he was cool. Poor McCain, he's a war veteran, a POW, and yet he stood no chance against Obama because Obama was just too charismatic, too cool. Same thing with Mitt Romney. Half of you guys don't pay taxes. People were like, ugh, I ain't voting for him. And now the president election. Say what you will about Donald Trump, but he is clearly much more dynamic, much more charismatic than Hillary Clinton. She panders to my...
I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Is it working?
Is it working? Yes, yes. That's the main reason why I believe Trump is going to win. Now, maybe this isn't enough to convince you. Let's check the scriptures. Let's go to the book of Revelations, chapter 6, and we're going to start in verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. That sounds like the war on terror. That sounds like George Bush Jr. It gets better. Check out verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny." A black horse? Hunger? Financial troubles? That sounds like the crash of 2008, the year in which Obama became president. It continues. And when he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see." And lo, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse. Do you know anybody as pale as Donald Trump? He is so pale, he has to spray orange paint on himself, but it just makes him look like an Oompa Loompa. Now, I know some of you are gonna say, you're reaching. That's not what it's talking about. I'm not convinced. Well, turn to the 6th book in the Bible, the book of Jericho, chapter 6, verse 6. 666. And it says here, and a powerful leader shall arise from the west, and he shall build a great wall and make his nation great, and his countenance will be pale, and his skin as an orange. Mind blown, I rest my case. Now, if you're not familiar with the scriptures, the city of Jericho was a city known for its great walls, and the people of Israel had to first figure out a way to destroy the walls in order to get in and attack the city. And we know history repeats itself, so that means the illegals are gonna find a way to break the walls. So now you know, guys, Trump is gonna be the next president. So what I want you to do after you subscribe, share, and click the like button is to come back to this video after the election and just type, "You was right, big bro." And I'm gonna say, "I know." Subscribe. There's no way Hillary's gonna win, so don't waste your vote voting for Hillary.